Hello, welcome to another edition of Saturday Night. My name is Thecla Wilkie, and together we'll have a pleasurable time as usual. And speaking of our content, we'll have entertainment tidbits that's going around the entertainment world in a few minutes. We'll also be having fillers from the just concluded 8th edition of the Amara Awards. I would also be having one of the awardees in the house. He's none other than Kunle Afolayan. We'll have a chat with him in our chat room. All of this will be coming your way after this time out. All I need you to do is sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Up next is entertainment tidbits. The details is just moments away. Stay tuned. Film Dr Baylow will feature Isaiah Washington, Jimmy John Louis, Stephanie Okereke, Ebi Bassi, Genevieve Inaji, Victor Brown, among others. Some of the actors to feature in the film commented on the role of Nollywood in the creative industry.
That I respect Nollywood. Whatever has been done there for the past 20 years, I think it's amazing.
Nollywood has given people, given parents especially, a new perspective that yes, you can actually make a living as an actor. You can actually make a living as a director or a producer, a viable living, and be a contributing citizen of your country.
I'm not here to tell Nigerians how to tell their stories. They're great storytellers.
The writer of the cross-continental blockbuster film, Tony Abulu, says films must project the richness of the country's natural endowment to the outside world.
There's so much in Nigeria that people will respect, but it has to be authentic, it has to be real, and it cannot be fake. That's what Dr Baylow is.
The experts say the movie industry serves as a source of wealth creation and employment generation.
Up next is a feature on the just concluded 8th edition of the Amara Awards. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. These are actors, filmmakers, movers and shakers of the entertainment industry within and outside Africa who have converged to celebrate the African film industry.
Nollywood is that woman that people want to compare to maybe another woman from Europe. So it takes a gradual process. We are seeing good things coming out from Nollywood, you understand? So Nollywood has come to stay. I mean, we are the children, we are the offspring of Nollywood, and it has come to stay. And we have been able to use Nollywood to tell the story of Nigeria, to tell our own story, to tell African stories.
Nollywood is growing by the day, because I won't say we started like this. So I would say today I'm very, very proud to be part of Nollywood, because in the past we have actually done some wishy-washy movies, but right now I'll tell you we are on top and we're going. We're doing good movies with good cameras, screenplays and everything, so we're getting there.
But this is an incredible event. You know, it's an incredible achievement to have 8 AMA Awards already on board, a show that's already touted as the African Oscars, and for me to come back as a Nigerian with my new Nigerian name, Omobowale Adubaran, I feel great. I feel incredible.
It has grown so much, and there's something very enigmatic about Nollywood, but what I'm understanding is that for me, as an American, with all the pressure that you have for a box office release, that it's got to be, that Nollywood allows filmmakers to make a movie that they want to make without the pressure of having to have big box office on opening night or something like that. So the people are actually able to express themselves. And the fact that so many filmmakers are able to do it, and there's so many films being made a year, I think the rest of the world should look at it and by example, I would love for African American filmmakers to be able to do the same. It's very exciting right now.
It's an eye-opener, it's really an eye-opener, because all the awards they have been doing before AMA started, they were just concentrating on Nigerian actors and all the rest of them. But this one has gone a little bit away from that normal way of doing awards. They are doing great by inviting other artists too, by looking into their films, because If not for Ama, I don't even know that they do films in other African countries, because we don't get to see them and watch them, except for Indian films that we were used to, since time immemorial. But the one that Ama is doing now, they have really helped us, to put us together to make sure that, to let us know that it is not only in Nigeria that they do movies, there are other countries that are doing movies, and they are doing great too. Because if you watch their movies too, you will know that they are doing great.
The African Movie Academy Awards 2012 had winners from 26 categories nominated. Beside the glitz and glamour characterized by the event, winners say hard work and dedication are key factors to moving the entertainment industry forward.
I am really happy. I feel good. I feel rewarded for a job that I put in so much work for.
It's a great thing to have this in my hands now. This means the greatest task. This means the challenge. This means it just got tougher. This means all eyes on me now. Anything I do that is below the line, I'll be in the spotlight.
I know where I'm coming from. I know how hard I've worked to get here, and to see that it's starting to pay is just really, really emotional, honestly.
Peace Anyam Osigwe, founder African Movie Academy Awards, say African filmmakers must begin to embrace creativity to promote African indigenous works.
I'm trying to make sure that we push African cinema to the next level, and I'm hoping that by the time we're just growing, I'm still a toddler, and I'm hoping that we get more support to promote it.
The event featured Two-Face Idibia, Asha, Vivian Chidid of Senegal, who thrilled the guests with their performances.
Okay, welcome back. That was a report on the just concluded Ama Awards, and guess what? We have one of the winners in the house, and he's none other than Kunle Afolayan. Join us as we introduce him to the studio.
How are you, madam?
You're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you, sir? Let me give you, let me accord you that respect as well. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Kunle happens to be one of the awardees of the Ama Awards, and how does it feel to be recognized for a job well done?
It feels great. It's just like you've done your own work, and you've expressed yourself in the best way you think you can, and the people out there are saying, look, okay, we like it, regardless of either the flaws or regardless of what you think you've not done right, we still like it. And because of that, we're appreciating it, and we're appreciating you, because for me that is the essence of award. And more so, it puts you at that edge where you think, okay, my next work had to be better, because you've been celebrated. And for me, that is the beginning of greater things to come. So right now I'm more challenged, because I'm looking forward to making a better film that will get more awards next time. So I feel privilege, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, while you were talking now, you mentioned being recognized for what you have not done right and all. So you recognize that there are things you haven't put in place. Would you highlight some of those things?
There is never a perfect film anywhere in the world. All right, and even as a filmmaker, sometimes when you sit back and you see your own film, you're always like, okay, I wish I could have done that better, But I'll just give kudos to all the filmmakers in this country, because Nigeria is not an easy place to make film. Even if you're making just home video, I appreciate everybody. You even make that attempt, because in this country you make everything work yourself. I mean, we still want to make people laugh. We still want to put content on TV, at our own expense. So I give it to people out there. There is no perfect film. We're all trying, and we're hoping to be better.
Great. You won the award for Phone Swap.
Yes.
Would you say Phone Swap is the best movie you've done so far, given your history?
Well, Phone Swap got 4 nominations, and he won award in achievement in production design. For me, I think the film deserves more. If you ask me, I'll say yes. The film deserves more. But, award is a platform where they have their parameters, they have their jury, and they, they have their parameters basically, you know. So you really can't. They are the experts in that area, so it's their call to know, okay, why they are giving what to who, you know. And you know, there's another Nigeria film that did well. Ade Love did, you know, well. I think he got 10 nominations and won 3 awards, which I think it's good because it's for the country, you know. So and AMA is the biggest platform in Africa that celebrates Africa cinema, so we should give it to them, you know, on that note as well. So we'll just keep, you know, playing the game.
Keep the flag flying. Yeah,
exactly.
That's good. Well, Phone Swap is just one of your movies. Can you tell us?
Well, Figuring, which we shot before Phone Swap, actually won 5 awards at AMA 2 years ago. It got 10 nominations and won 5. Best Picture, Best Cinematography, Best Actor in Lead Role, Best, you know, about 5 awards. And Irapada, which we did before Figuring, also got the Best Indigenous Film. This was in 2007. So all the 3 films I've done have been on that platform, and they've all at least picked 1 or 2 awards, you know. And this is just to say that, look, we're getting better by the day, you know. But the fact is, award is just a platform, you know, that celebrates, you know, your hard work, you know. But for me, the Phone Swap for me is more of a commercial film. It's a comedy drama, you know, and it's meant to make you laugh. So it's more of a commercial. So I'm just hoping to to laugh more through box office.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'll laugh along with you if you don't mind. All right. Which one would you consider as the most challenging film you've made so far?
I think it's Figuring. Figuring almost cost me my life, you know, and it cost a lot of money, a lot of debt, and you know, but the reward, you know, was overwhelming. You know, I mean, when Figuring was released, in fact, Figuring, I'll say, is one of the most widely traveled film from this country. You know, it attended, you know, some of the biggest film festivals all over the world. It did well in box office. It's well known, you know, all over. It's not just a Nigeria film, or it's not just a film that appealed to Nigeria audience. It's a film that, you know, an average movie lover can relate to regardless of where you're from. And based on this, you know, it's been getting a lot of even international reviews. New York Times did a review on it, and a lot of international, you know, platform as well. So Figuring was the most difficult to do for me, but the reward was good as well.
Yes, you are also a director,
yes.
You're a producer,
yeah.
You're an actor.
Yes, I am.
Do you still do all of them?
Yeah, I still do all of them.
You double as an actor, producer,
yeah.
And
which one would triple as all of them.
You triple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Being three-legged, it's good. I mean, that's the only way you can survive in this country. Just you can't really survive on one leg. You have to be on 2 legs, and if you have 3 legs, well, you go on.
Yeah.
Well, now, which one would you consider as the most difficult of all the 3 roles you play in the movie industry?
Okay, well, I think producing is a role I'll rather drop, you know, because one, it distracts me, you know, because producing is putting the whole show together. Producing is sourcing for money to shoot the film. You know, producing is looking for, you know, actors, looking for, you know, and without, I mean, that role is very key, because without that position, a film cannot be made. You need somebody who's going to, you know, and because of this, I seem to have a clear idea or understanding of this terrain, you know, which is why, you know, raising fund. Nigeria, I mean, unlike out of Nigeria, where you have freelancers, people who freelance as producers, you know, they just raise fund for film. They really don't necessarily have to have a stake in it. But in Nigeria, if you're raising fund for film, then it must be your film. You know, so if I have freelancers, you know, people who produce on the side, you know, I'd rather have them do that. Raise money for the film, they get their commission, and that's it. You know, and they still get their credit, while I concentrate on either directing or if I want to feature as an actor. Like Phone Swap, I didn't feature, you know, I did just one scene, which is just a cameo. But in figuring, I played lead character. I produced it and I directed it, you know, and it was overwhelming, you know. So, and the film I'm hoping to do next, I'm also hoping to play lead, you know, and you know, I wish I could just drop, you know, if you can come on board and say, let me produce for you. Then you go around, raise the money, you know, show people the potential of the project, and I'll concentrate on the other areas.
Are you serious about that thing you just said?
I'm very, very serious.
Okay.
Just see me in camera.
I'm very expensive.
Yes,
don't worry. Can you afford me?
Don't worry.
All right. Okay, we'll be talking about your movies so far. Let's get to know you more. Let's get to know you more. How did it all start for you? I mean, going into the movie industry, how did it all start? What's your background like?
Okay, well, yeah, of course, I was born into a theater and film family. My father, even my mom, and all of them were doing the traveling theater thing. Then later, they started doing film, motion picture, and but then, of course, we were quite young. But you know, we grew up seeing some of this equipment, cameras. You see actors, the lyric biomos of this world, Hubert Ogunde, all of them, you know, doing their thing. You know, but it wasn't really my intention, you know, then because I was just a child, and but you know, an average child, you know, like to enjoy the publicity, you know, being attacked to, because when you go out and people see this, that Ade Love, you know, that's Ade Love's son, and into your head will swell, and you know, so we were able to leverage on all those cheap publicity, you know, and which was good, you know, then. But while growing up, my father, you know, made it very mandatory that we focus on education, you know, because he said to us that film business is not lucrative. You know, they were doing it for the passion, for the love of art, you know, and for passion's sake. And it's true because, of course, I eventually saw some of his document where he holds banks and, you know, truly they were doing it for the love of art, you know. And then, you know, I went to school. I studied business administration, and I found myself working in the bank, you know. But while in the bank, I developed interest in acting. Then my father was no more. You know, he passed on in 1996. And then I went to people like Tunde Kelani and Tadeo Gidon, and I was auditioned for Tunde Kelani's film, Shawari Dead. That was in 98. And I got the role, and that's how I started as an actor. But because of my bank work, I couldn't get a feature in a lot of films, you know. You know, so in 2004, you know, because I've been reading a lot about film, you know, because you can't just wake up and say I want to be a filmmaker. You need to learn it. You know, it's not acting. Acting is more about talent. Yeah, of course, if you go to school, you can learn the ethics and, you know, the elements. But film, you need to learn it. You know, so I resigned from my bank work, you know, after working there for 7 years. And I went to film school, New York Film Academy, and I studied digital filmmaking and came back, set up a small production company, and that was how it started for me.
That is how it all began. Would you say this filming thing, it runs in the family?
I'll say yes, because I have three brothers who are also into this. I have sisters who are also into this. And the thing is, if we're not doing acting, you know, we're doing music, you know. So I think it runs in the family, yes.
I want to believe, because I was very careful not to introduce you as a son of Ade Love. Okay. You know, because that's a big shoe to fill. They were the ones that actually laid the bed for all of us to, you know, to lie very nicely on, you know, now. When you first came into the movie industry, I want to believe you had some anxieties, some agitations, you know, because you were stepping into the big shoes of your dad, you know. So how can you tell us how it was?
Well, yes, you know, it was, like you said, it was quite a big shoe, and fitting into it is either you surpass it or you maintain it, because you don't want to rub the man's name in the mud, because they have taken it to that level where, okay, you have to take it to the next level. And in my own little capacity, I think I have tried, because, we were discussing the other time, and I said, look, the younger generation, children from 20 years and below might not really, I'm sure they can't put a face to who Ade Love is, and Nigeria is a place where we're very bad when it comes to keeping archives, when it comes to, records, of all these people. And most of the time his name, got mentioned or referred to through some of the works we are doing. I mean, myself and some of my brothers. If the media is going to write anything, they'll say Ade Love's son. So the name, is being sustained, via, our name. And I think in my little capacity, with the films I have done, I think they are up to standard in terms of acceptance and in terms of production value. Format-wise, maybe we're not doing the same thing because they were shooting proper film and we were doing digital. But in terms of production value, I think I'm trying to get to, where the man, was when he left. Okay,
let's go a bit personal now.
Okay.
You're married?
Yes, I am.
And how's marriage life like?
Yeah,
because most producers, they have this challenge of balancing the relationship between their home and their work.
Yeah, it's difficult. Of course, we're all having that challenge, especially those of us who are workaholic or who have so much passion for this. There will always be that clash. But if you're married to someone who understands, because of course before I got married I've been doing this, so your wife must have seen the kind of job you are into, and be able to help and support you in it. And I'm glad that I got married to one of those women who are very considerate, and I have lovely children as well. And don't forget that these are the things that put food on the table now. So we go pay school fees, pay house rent, pay this thing. So they have to understand.
So how do you deal with your female fans?
They deal with themselves now. I'm glad that because Nigerian entertainment, in fact, entertainment is about you women, and what they want is, look, we want to keep seeing your face, and we want to keep seeing your good work. So that when we see you, we want to take autograph, and we want to, so I like it, and I show appreciation as well, by always not letting them down, in my line of duty.
What would you say is your most memorable moment so far in your career?
People always ask that. I don't know, because there's been so many, good, bad. I think, figuring was was it for me. I can't remember which of the premieres, but I've had a lot of memorable, good, because especially when I read reviews, when I read, reviews, international reviews about my work. It gives me joy, delight, to want to keep pushing more, that I'm being recognized beyond the shore of this country, but it comes with these challenges. Sometimes you get overwhelmed, especially because you're operating in this country. I'm the one who's going to think of how to raise money for the film, the equipment are not there, so all these things. Sometimes I just, sometimes I just shut down. And I'll be like, why am I even stressed? Like now, I'm not rich and I've done acclaimed work. And, I'm just hoping that one day, why would I have 3 good films and I won't be able to smile to the bank and say I have this, it's because we don't have a proper structure. But we're hoping that sometime soon all those rewards will come.
Do you still have this pressure of your father's legacy hounding you?
No. Because I try as much as possible not to live under his shadow. And like I said, these days it's more about my work than my father. I think my work has really overshadowed that. And I'm glad, yes. And I'm just hoping to now resurrect, his memory so that his fans, and some of the younger generations who don't seem to have an idea of who he is, can get to know him. But I think we balanced it. He's done his bit and I'm doing my bit.
Great. On a final note, what should we be expecting from Kunle Afolayan's stable?
Well, for now, people should at least try and see the film in cinemas, phone swap. And we're already working on our next one. But if we don't make money from this one, how are we going to move to the next one? So we need people to patronize Africa cinema in cinemas. This is the only way, because, once the film is out on DVD, piracy is huge out there. But through cinema platform, you can at least make some money, and start working on another project. So I'm working on quite a number of projects that I believe will get us maybe Oscar nominations in a few years.
Thank you so much for honoring us.
It's a pleasure.
You all the best.
Thank you very much.
And we hope that you just keep the flag flying.
Don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. So, viewers, that's the much we have time for on Saturday night. Thank you for staying tuned. Have a pleasant night.